So welcome back to my channel, you guys. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you do smash that subscribe button, or please smash that like button. So today I'm going to be discussing why you should start a YouTube account and the best way you can use YouTube, of course, to make better content, not only for yourself, but of course for your viewers as well too. And if you're going to be new to the game as well, I'm going to show you the ways on how I started, and hopefully that'll help you on your journey as well too. Of course, YouTube has a ton of people using it when it comes to users, at least 2 billion users. So with the 2 billion users, at least 70% of those people have already active accounts and they're using it steadily. So there's always room for new content creators to grow on the platform. So definitely do take advantage of that, especially now that the time that the TikTok users are still on their own platform. But again, I highly do recommend you at least start this year, maybe even after you see this video. So starting off with the number one reason why you should start a YouTube account at least this year before 2021 is just, again, platform jumping that you're going to be seeing here in the near future. If TikTok does get banned, then we're going to see, of course, a huge transition of new users, new content creators, and new people that want to have fun with the platform that unfortunately wouldn't be able to use it with TikTok as well too. So you're going to see that here in the future. So another reason why you would want to start this year is because of the reason for pricing. So right now there's never been more aggressive pricing than there is now, and that's of course due to the global pandemic. So you're going to see things like cameras that are discounted, you're going to see things like lenses that are discounted as well too. So a lot of these manufacturers have been discounting prices just because there isn't as much of a demand since people are doing less shopping and they really want to sell their gear. What more can I say? Hopefully that's going to be more inviting for new content creators to make better quality content, and it's never been an easier time to at least start a YouTube account. So I hope that does help you when it comes to shopping around for possibly gear. And I don't want that to limit anybody at all, because of course my first couple of videos I did start using my handy dandy iPhone, and it definitely was something that was useful for me, especially when it came to editing. It gave me more of a good feel for how to edit and how to make better videos when it comes to being in front of a better camera as well. So you built up the courage to get in front of a camera, you built up the courage to start editing and listening to your own voice, which is honestly the most awkward thing, I swear. It really is not the funnest experience when it really comes down to editing, but the best part about it is now that you're ready to make the account, I'm gonna at least help you when it comes to getting started and moving forward as well. So step number one is gonna be the easiest step, because this step really comes down to personal preferences. It's gonna come down to customization. So you're gonna build your platform around yourself, so what you want your platform to represent. And it's gonna be very easy because you only have to do two things. And that's gonna be number one, set your profile picture, and number two, choose your banner. When you're first scrolling through a channel, of course, that's gonna be one of the first things that you notice is gonna be at least the profile picture. Once you actually do go onto the profile, you're gonna be, of course, introduced with a header. And it's up to you. You can make it minimalistic. You can make it more so with your time schedule when it comes to posting. I've seen a couple of YouTubers do it where they have their routine when it comes to posting on their banner. But then again, you can make it minimalistic. It's completely up to you, but I highly recommend to personalize it and make it more centered around your personality. So after you got past the easy part, now comes step number two. Step number two is gonna be a little bit interesting because honestly, when it comes to planning content, it's never too fun because you have to do your research. But then I always like to plan ahead of what I'm gonna post, so then that way I can just go in, especially like right now, for instance, I completely planned this video. So when it comes to planning your content, I highly recommend that you plan your content, and the reason why is just because of flow. So a lot of the times it's easy to stand in front of a camera sometimes and just talk, but then when it actually comes down to flowing through specific areas of the topic that you are, of course, going over, then it is good to plan out your topics. So if you're doing something like vlogging, you wouldn't go and just make a random trip. You have it planned out. You have what you're gonna do, where you're gonna go, and how you're gonna get there planned out. So think of your videos in the same way as a trip. You're planning something out and you're gonna, of course, fulfill it and execute. So it definitely is good to plan out your content, and which brings me down to step number three. And step number three is gonna be the easiest part of them all, I promise. So step number three is gonna be very easy. Step 3 is to research and at least improve upon your own content. One thing that I like doing, even though I mess up a lot personally when I'm behind camera, because it's something that I'm not used to, but I'm trying to get better at. The more you do something, the better you will become at it. And especially the more that you edit, the better that you'll become with editing, just with any skill. So one thing that I can always highly recommend is to at least watch your own videos and take feedback. And just because you recorded a video and edited it doesn't mean it's gonna be perfect, and that's okay. Because the best part about it is you're starting into the game very early, and it's always great to learn from yourself, especially when you've done it. And it helps you really perfect your craft so you can always make better content. Making the best content is always gonna be something that I can always highly recommend. But then in order to make good content, in order to practice, you have to be able to critique yourself. You have to be able to go back to your videos and say, oh, I messed up here, oh, I did this. And the best way to really do that is to actually start making videos, edit them, review them, and once you do review them, you'll have a better idea on how your content is, and it'll help you evaluate that content to make better content. Now here comes the really boring part. So the next step is gonna consist of good old analytics. So the interesting thing is with analytics, I actually found out they're really useful when it comes to finding out people's habits. The awesome thing about TikTok that I wish YouTube had more of is you actually get to see people's activity. When it comes to the best time to post, when it comes to what content to use next, TikTok really does have it down where YouTube is lacking, where I can see them being really good competitors, and I honestly have to give the upper edge to YouTube just because of keywording and things like that. I actually learned a lot when it comes down to keywording. So keywording is going to be important when it comes to relevancy of your videos. And I found out a lot of my videos have lacked in playbacks because of my keywording. So making sure you're using the right phrases, making sure you're using the right tags is definitely important. So there are multiple tools that can help you when it comes to that. I'll of course link them down below. Make sure you do check those out because those will be available for you guys. And while you're down there, you might as well just smash that subscribe button for me. And while you're doing that, you might as well smash that like button as well too. So with those tools, those will at least help you when it comes to finding good topics. So I like to search for things that are going to be relevant, especially now. The reason why I'm even making this video is because TikTok is relevant, and I think there are going to be a lot of TikTokers that are going to be switching platforms. So making sure you plan your content ahead is important, but then actually making sure you know what your users want to see really does help with the analytics. So you just have to marry the two concepts and put them together with your research, and then plus the analytics that you've done with past videos. It'll help you move forward in making the best content you can possibly make while still delivering, but then over delivering. Now this you can of course do to your own liking. I'm gonna move on to the next step, and the next step is gonna be something that has been controversial from what I've seen from other videos, and that's a schedule. So what I found out from, of course, watching other people with bigger accounts and bigger followings, is the fact that they do have a schedule. They do follow a schedule and they post very regularly. I found out that posting consistently definitely does help, but then on top of that, having a specific routine definitely does help bring those people back. So it's completely up to you what your schedule is gonna be. I even hear posting daily helps out a lot, but then what I think is making sure that you're consistently analytical with your schedule helps out a lot. But then, I mean, again, that's something that's completely up to you guys. When it comes to posting content, just post as much as you feel you need to post. I personally feel that you need to focus on making quality content, because without quality content, then you can post 1,000 times. They won't stay for the whole video and your watch time is gonna go down and they might never come back. But then again, to each their own, because I completely believe good quality content is king over everything. And you can post as much as you want, but I highly recommend posting good quality videos consistently. Goes a long ways rather than just posting videos consistently. Now on to the last step. The last step, I promise you, it's gonna be the second most best thing ever, because you actually get to engage with your audience. So engaging with the audience is gonna be the most important part outside of quality content, because without the audience, then why are you making videos? Because at the end of the day, it's about who's viewing the video and how they're reacting to it, and how you interact with them. That reflects your brand, it reflects your channel. And in order to really deliver that excellent performance when it comes to all aspects of your channel, I believe having good engagement with everybody that does come across your page to be beneficial. So a lot of people have reached out to me, for instance, with TikTok, and I make sure I respond to those people as fast as I can and as best as I can. And it has been hard sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, it definitely has been hard, especially just because of some of the questions that they do ask are gonna be questions you've never heard before or you've never been asked before. But it's okay to be nervous when it comes to responding, because those people inquire to you for a reason. And at least being your genuine self and building that fan base is going to be completely important for not only your users, but for you as well too, because who knows, maybe that person that's asking a random question on what kind of camera should I use will tell 10 other friends about your channel and how much of a great person you are, which reflects upon your brand. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's content. Of course, it was something that I planned out ahead of time, which if you reflect back to my past steps is something that I highly recommend. But again, if you guys did enjoy my video, make sure you do subscribe. And if you have some important tips for me to know, then leave that in the comments. And I'd be more than glad to conversate with you guys, as my email will be down, of course, below for you as well too. So again, smash that like button, subscribe, and I hope you guys did enjoy today's content. Thank you so much for joining me. Peace out.